Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager, has reportedly made a strong statement about Austin Wells, signaling that he no longer wants the young player on the team. This revelation has sent waves through the baseball community, stirring rumors about what could possibly have led to such a drastic stance from Boone. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing, trying to piece together what behind-the-scenes dynamics might have influenced this decision. Was it a clash of personalities, performance issues, or something else entirely? The Yankees, known for their high standards and competitive spirit, rarely make such bold declarations without substantial reasons. Boone's comments have created a whirlwind of speculation, suggesting that Wells might be on the verge of being cut or traded, which would undoubtedly impact the team's roster and future plans. The possibility of Wells being dropped from one of the most iconic teams in baseball. History raises questions about the player's career trajectory and what options might be available to him moving forward. With Boone's reputation for being a tough but fair manager, this situation is generating intense interest, especially given how little information has been officially confirmed by the Yankees front office. The rumor mill is in overdrive, and fans are anxiously waiting to see if this will lead to major changes on the team's lineup. Some insiders are hinting that the issue may not be purely about performance, but rather about fit within the clubhouse culture. Boone has always emphasized team chemistry and cohesion, often prioritizing these factors over raw talent. Austin Wells, despite his potential and flashes of brilliance, might have found himself at odds with this philosophy. This could mean that Boone's decision is more about long-term strategy and team dynamics rather than immediate statistics. If Wells is perceived as a disruptive influence or simply not aligned with Boone's vision for the Yankees, the manager's insistence on removing him could be a strategic move to maintain harmony. Moreover, rumors suggest that Boone has been giving Wells several chances to prove himself, but the results haven't matched expectations. This ongoing tension could explain why Boone is so public about his stance, now perhaps to push the organization towards making a final decision. If this is true, it adds a fascinating layer to the story painting Boone as a manager who is unafraid to take bold steps for the sake of the team. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining whether this will culminate in Wells being traded, demoted, or cut entirely. Adding fuel to the fire, some whispers indicate that the Yankees management might be considering aggressive moves in the upcoming trade window, which could involve Wells as a key piece. With Boone's public disapproval, it's plausible that the front office sees this as an opportunity to reshuffle the roster and bring in fresh talent. The Yankees, always looking to stay competitive and contend for championships, might use Wells as leverage to acquire more experienced or strategically valuable players. This scenario would mean that Boone's comments serve as a signal to potential trade partners that Wells is available, making the rumors of a trade more credible. However, trading a young player with promise is always a gamble, especially for a franchise that values homegrown talent. This possibility has fans divided, with some hoping Wells gets another chance, while others believe a trade might be the best path for both the player and the team. The complexity of this situation makes it a captivating storyline as it touches on the delicate balance between developing young talent and making immediate moves to win. Boone's vocal stance is clearly stirring the pot, and the baseball world is watching closely. On the flip side, there's speculation that this situation could be a negotiating tactic from Boone and the Yankees management. Sometimes making a strong public statement about a player is a way to motivate them to improve or to test their resilience. If Boone's words are designed to push Wells to elevate his game or change his approach, this rumor opens the door for a possible turnaround. Such a scenario would suggest that Boone still sees potential in Wells, but is frustrated by the player's current state. This approach isn't uncommon in sports, where managers sometimes use pressure to ignite a spark in a struggling athlete. If Wells responds positively, this drama could transform into a redemption story, with the player proving Boone wrong and securing his place on the team. However, the stakes are high and the window for improvement might be limited. Boone's initial declaration, while harsh, could be part of a larger strategy to get the best out of Wells before making any permanent decisions. This adds a nuanced dimension to the narrative, showing how sports management often involves psychological games as much as physical performance. Furthermore, some analysts are considering the impact of Boone's comments on the Yankees fan base and media narrative. Boone is known to be media savvy and often uses public statements to shape perceptions and control the narrative around his team. By declaring he doesn't want Wells, Boone might be managing expectations or diverting attention from other internal issues. This tactic could help the Yankees avoid focusing on broader team struggles by honing in on a specific player controversy. In this light, Boone's remarks might be less about Wells' actual future and more about creating a storyline that serves the team's broader agenda. This possibility is intriguing because it highlights how managers often play a complex role in handling both team dynamics and public relations. Whether this is the case or not, Boone's statement has certainly achieved one thing: it has made Austin Wells a central figure in Yankees discussions. The ripple effects of this could influence trade talks, media coverage, fan reactions for weeks to come. The way Boone is navigating this issue could become a case study in sports leadership and media strategy. Adding to the speculation, some sources suggest that Boone's decision might be influenced by off-field factors that haven't yet come to light. These could include personal conflicts, training habits, or other behind-the-scenes issues that have affected Wells' standing with the team. While nothing concrete has been confirmed, the possibility that Boone's rejection of Wells extends beyond on-field performance adds a layer of mystery and drama. It raises questions about what pressures young athletes face in high-profile environments and how non-performance-related issues can impact careers. This potential backstory fuels the rumor mill further as insiders and fans try to uncover what really went wrong. If such factors are at play, it would illustrate the intense scrutiny and high stakes involved in playing for a team like the Yankees. Boone's willingness to openly express his dissatisfaction could indicate the severity of the situation. It also puts Wells in a difficult position, as he must now not only prove himself athletically, but also navigate whatever personal challenges might be influencing Boone's stance. This element of the story makes it even more gripping for those following the Yankees closely. Some are even wondering if Boone's comments are part of a broader shakeup within the Yankees coaching staff or management. When a high-profile player faces public criticism, it sometimes reflects deeper organizational shifts. Boone could be signaling a new direction for the team, one that involves clearing out certain players to make way for fresh strategies or leadership styles. This theory suggests that Wells is a casualty in a larger plan, and his departure might be only the beginning of several changes to come. Fans and analysts are now watching for other signs of upheaval, looking at how Boone's decisions align with the front office's moves. If this rumor holds any truth, the Yankees might be preparing for a transitional phase, aiming to rebuild or recalibrate their roster with a more defined identity. Boone's blunt remarks about Wells could be the first public hint of a bigger transformation. Behind the scenes, this potential scenario adds significant intrigue, as the Yankees have always been a team with a strong legacy and high expectations. The coming weeks could reveal whether Boone's stance on Wells is an isolated issue or part of something much bigger. Lastly, there is talk among some insiders that Boone's harsh words might backfire, creating tension within the team rather than resolving it. When a manager singles out a young player publicly, it can sometimes lead to morale problems or fractures in the clubhouse. This could affect not only Wells, but also how other players view Boone's leadership style. If teammates feel the criticism is too severe or unfair, it might undermine team unity. Such an outcome would be counterproductive to Boone's goals, especially if he is trying to build a cohesive winning team. On the other hand, Boone might be betting that this tough love approach will rally the team and push everyone to raise their game. This gamble is risky, as it could go either way depending on how players respond. The dynamics within the Yankees organization will be fascinating to watch as this story unfolds. Boone's decision to openly question Wells' place on the team has already stirred a pot of emotions, and the fallout from this could shape the Yankees' season in unexpected ways. The rumor mill continues to churn, and no one is quite sure what the next chapter will bring. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Turning to the possible future implications of Boone's statement, the Yankees could be gearing up for significant roster changes that involve more than just Austin Wells. If Boone truly doesn't want Wells on the team, it may suggest that the Yankees are planning to bring in new talent or promote other players from their farm system. This could lead to a domino effect where Wells' departure opens opportunities for others. The Yankees management is known for its strategic planning, so this move might be part of a broader vision aimed at enhancing competitiveness. Boone's public comments could be a way to prepare fans and media for these changes, softening their blow by framing the situation as a necessary step forward. Speculation is rife about which players might be next in line to make an impact and whether Wells will find a new home in another organization. The uncertainty surrounding his status adds an element of suspense to the Yankees' offseason plans. Boone's stance sends a clear message the Yankees are serious about winning and are willing to make tough decisions to achieve that goal. Some insiders believe that if Wells is indeed on the way out, there could be multiple teams interested in acquiring him, seeing untapped potential despite Boone's criticisms. This would turn the situation into a classic buyer beware scenario, where other franchises weigh the risks and rewards of picking up a talented but controversial player. The Yankees' outspoken rejection might lower Wells' market value, but it could also motivate teams to gamble on his upside. Scouts and general managers will be analyzing his stat skills and potential fit within their organizations. The trade rumors swirling around Wells highlight how quickly a player's fortunes can shift in professional sports. For Wells, this could be both a challenge and an opportunity. A fresh start in a new environment might reignite his career. However, there's no guarantee that a new team will have the patience Boone's Yankees apparently lack. This part of the story emphasizes the precarious nature of an athlete's career and the fine line between success and uncertainty. Boone's comments have thrust Wells into the spotlight, and where he lands next could be crucial for his future. In baseball, others speculate that Boone's rejection of Wells could influence the player's own mindset and performance moving forward. Public criticism from a manager can have a profound psychological impact, potentially shaking a player's confidence or fueling their determination to improve. If Wells internalizes Boone's comments as a challenge, it might drive him to work harder and refine his skills. Conversely, the pressure might weigh heavily, leading to a decline in performance or motivation. The mental game is a huge part of sports, and how Wells handles this moment could define the next phase of his career. Observers will be watching closely to see if Wells responds positively or if Boone's words mark the beginning of a downward spiral. This rumor adds a human element to the story, reminding fans that players are not just stats, but people dealing with real emotions and pressures. Boone's blunt approach could serve as either a catalyst or a setback for Wells, and that uncertainty keeps the conversation alive and dynamic. There is also talk that Boone's stance could influence the Yankees' broader development strategy, especially regarding how they handle emerging talent. If Wells is being pushed out, it might signal a tougher environment for young players trying to break into the major league roster. The Yankees could be shifting towards prioritizing proven veterans or looking for more immediate impact players rather than nurturing prospects. This would represent a significant change in philosophy for the team, which has historically balanced youth development with veteran presence. Such a shift could affect the entire farm system as young prospects watch how Wells' situation unfolds. It could make the Yankees less attractive to emerging talent who might seek opportunities with teams perceived as more patient or supportive. Boone's public rejection of Wells might therefore have far-reaching consequences beyond just one player shaping the team's culture and approach to talent cultivation. This rumor adds complexity to the narrative, touching on how single decisions can ripple through an organization. Meanwhile, some believe that the media's portrayal of Boone's comments could exaggerate the situation, turning it into a larger controversy than it really is. Managers often speak bluntly in press conferences, and statements can be taken out of context or amplified by the media frenzy around the Yankees. If this is the case, the reality might be more nuanced, with Boone still supportive of Wells but frustrated with specific aspects of his game. The rumor suggests that the public narrative could be diverging from the private conversations happening within the team. This disconnect is common in professional sports, where image management and media relations play a huge role. If Boone and the Yankees can manage the fallout effectively, the situation might cool down, and Wells could remain part of the organization after all. This possibility reminds fans to take rumors with a grain of salt and recognize that behind-the-scenes dynamics are often more complicated than they appear. Boone's comments might be part of a larger ongoing dialogue rather than a final verdict on Wells' future. Others are speculating about an impact on the Yankees fan base and community. Boone's public statement could influence how fans view Wells and the team's direction. Some fans might support Boone's tough stance, appreciating a manager who sets high standards and doesn't shy away from tough decisions. Others might sympathize with Wells, seeing him as a victim of harsh management or a scapegoat for broader team issues. This division could affect fan morale and engagement, especially if Wells is a popular figure among supporters. The rumor here involves potential fan backlash or debate, with social media becoming a battleground for opinions. Boone's comments have undoubtedly stirred strong feelings, and how the team navigates fan reactions could be critical. The Yankees are not just a team, they are a community, and managing public perception is essential. This rumor adds a social dimension to the story, showing how player management decisions resonate far beyond the locker room. Additionally, there is speculation that this entire saga could impact Wells' contract negotiations or future earnings. If Boone's rejection is seen as a vote of no confidence, it might reduce Wells' bargaining power in contract talks. Teams might be hesitant to offer lucrative deals if there are concerns about his fit or attitude. Conversely, if Wells can turn the narrative around and prove Boone wrong, he might leverage this challenge into a comeback story that boosts his value. This rumor highlights the financial stakes involved in sports careers and how managerial opinions can have tangible economic effects. The uncertainty surrounding Wells' future makes contract discussions more complicated, with agents and executives closely monitoring how this situation develops. Boone's comments could have long-lasting implications for Wells beyond just playing, time influencing his financial stability and career longevity. The story's ripple effect continues, adding layers of complexity to what might otherwise seem like a simple team decision. Finally, some insiders are speculating about what this means for Boone himself as a manager. Taking such a public stance against a young player could be seen as a bold leadership move or a risky gamble. If Boone's approach leads to positive results for the Yankees, his reputation as a decisive and tough manager could be enhanced. However, if it backfires and causes internal strife or weakens team cohesion, Boone might face criticism from the media, fans, and possibly the front office. This rumor focuses on the high stakes of leadership in professional sports, where every decision is scrutinized. Boone's handling of the Wells situation will likely be a defining moment in his managerial career. The outcome could shape how he is viewed in the baseball world for years to come. This adds a dramatic, almost personal element to the saga, showing how intertwined the fates of players and managers can be. Boone's next moves will be watched carefully as the Yankees and their fans await resolution to this unfolding story. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.